episode 443. Let's get right into it. Looking at this video that's on the screen right now, music videos is not what they once were, bro. Not what they once were, bro. I know that's a fact too, bro. But you know, like nowadays, bro, like the marketing of our artists is the streaming or going on a podcast. Radio is always going to be there, but in regards to like what we about to talk about, streaming university, the streamers have taken over the space, bro. They've taken over the media space, and rightfully so, bro. They killing it. What Kai has done with Stream University is genius, bro.
He's a genius, but
absolutely genius.
I was so confused the entire time. I was like, "What is this?" Like,
but it's
school,
but
it's actual school.
But also,
shouldn't some of y'all be at work?
But it's giving.
I was like, but it was genius. I did not know what was going on.
It's giving content creators opportunities to grow, expand on streaming, giving them knowledge. A lot of them, like certain ones like Agent, he was actually teaching a class, giving them game on revenue, giving them game on YouTube ads, giving them game on like what makes more the most money.
So India Love must have just been there for engagement.
Yeah,
but why was she teaching about love and relationships?
But it's dope, bro. I think the concept of what it was, like even if they wasn't in a real class, bro, the concept was so dope because guess what? You're networking with other content creators.
It was genius.
Yeah, it's genius, bro.
I was trying to understand what was going on because I wasn't watching live. I was seeing clips. So every time I saw a clip, I was genuinely like, bro, what is this?
Fire,
like,
bro.
What is happening?
Fire.
But it was genius. It was hilarious. Like, stuff I was seeing.
What I loved about it, too, as well, it got a lot of people out of their elements as well, as far as communicating. What I loved about Cenat, too, and just how genuine he is, he's giving these people opportunities that you may not even know of or have an understanding of. Like, one of the girls, she was getting bullied. She was actually getting bullied. And, you know, for him to be genuine enough to sit down, talk to her, encourage her, you know, push her, you know, and also giving that platform, just the platform alone, bro, is going to bring so many different eyes and different viewers to your content. It was so dope, bro. Like, from with DDG to Funny Mike, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was going crazy on there. Like, and what I loved about it, too, is all the stuff that DDG's going through is just showing that, like, in this space, you see how much he's loved and championed in his own space. But also, he's a genius, bro. He's one of the ones that's been the first content creators to really set the whole path for a lot of these people that are doing vlogs, that are making this certain type of YouTube content. And him being, he went to college before, but like it was like him being in his true element. Then you got to see different characters, bro. Like it was a lot of different streamers I had no idea about.
Dude Dennis needs to be shot in the foot.
Man,
I said this.
Hey, look,
but he has to be stopped. That man has to be shot in the foot. I'm sorry.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. DDG held his own. He took Duke to a game 7. He took Duke to a game 7 with India Love. And created a new lingo at that as well.
He did create a new lingo. I ain't gonna lie, I be using it, but it's gotten to a point where it's like, all right, we can't just be out here. Because somebody was like, yo, that's a good ball. I was like, all right, we can't just be out here calling women balls. Like, pause. I'm just like, all right.
I get what you're saying.
That's where y'all gonna lose me there. But I like the saying. I be using it. I
like the saying though.
But yeah, Duke gotta be shot in the foot.
Because shoot, you have sayings. Even women do this. They talk about a lineup. You know, they talk about. We put a lot of things in basketball terms or in different sports terms. So like, I love that, bro.
Yeah, I be saying that. I be saying that. That definitely hit my what's it called? My Serato. Over the weekend. And
I think this opens so many different avenues to what they could do moving forward. Like they could do a streamer island.
Where were they? Like how did you get a whole university
to my knowledge?
To
my knowledge, I don't want to say, I want to stand corrected if this is not true, but I thought it was LeBron James campus that he has. But I'm not sure. I just know that, you know, Kai got connections, bro. It's like how we see all these skits with Drewski, we see certain skits with Desi.
But they be getting like,
I don't know how they be
even school. That's right. Different. If they got before that's different than you balling my garbage truck.
That's fact. That's true though. That's true. But they got that bag, bro. They got that bag, and I like what they're doing with it. You know, you see it.
And well, it is like late May, so it could be a chance that school is
out. They getting out of school. But I just love it because even though, you know, we, not to count anybody's pockets, you see them getting money. They're doing well. They're doing well. But what they're doing with the content is elevating the space. They're not just keeping it all to themselves. That's why I love this streaming university. You had so many different walks of life. And at first, what the speculation is that, oh, he only brought like black people there. No, it was everybody there from different walks of life, bro. And it was just dope to see and get people out of their element. You had people crying at the end of the stream because they never experienced anything like this. You know, and that's what's actually dope about it, bro. And I felt bad for one person. He had like 1 or 2 viewers, but he didn't see a notification that Kai was trying to invite him to the streaming university, and he had missed it. You know, like that would have hurt me. But because just this opportunity is for you to network, to build connections. Like it was dope, bro. All I can say is great things about it.
I might download Twitch on my PS5 one day and tap into some of this stuff. Because I don't really have the time to be sitting down watching some of this. I feel like it's too.
But to your point,
I feel like it's not healthy for me to engage in this.
But to your point, that's why the clip farming is more important.
Yeah.
Like even when you don't even have to sit down and watch the whole. You know, that's the great thing about what they're doing as well too with the clip farming thing. It's bringing other eyes to it. Even if you're watching clips.
Speaking of Asian, he was a dummy for this, and he got those dudes that whoever that was, those dudes that stole from him, whatever. That was serious. Cause I'm like, all right, cause he talk about some. Do you see that clip?
What?
Well, there was four of those guys that were there for the streaming university. They were streaming. They went into his room and took stuff, like for content. But they were legit. They went to Agent's room and took things, like whatever was there. They took it. So Agent went in their room and just started pushing and shoving all of them and cussing them out. He was like, "There's a difference between." You know, you making content, us throwing stuff on each other like flour and glitter, something can be fixed, and you going into my private room where anyone could be asleep and stealing from me. He's like, we leave the door unlocked because we have trust and we built the space for y'all. I'm like, hey, listen, man, I don't know if you've been to college or not. No, you can't be out here. You can't do that. Like, you don't know any of these people. You don't know these people.
And to your point,
you don't know nobody. You lock your door.
That's what I loved about this too. It was a learning lesson for a lot of people because it was multiple situations where things was about to transpire and go down.
In the hospital.
Yeah, so like
can't do it again.
It was things that were transpiring, but I feel like a lot of this was learning lessons for them just in real life. Because you had a lot of people that would never been in this type of space, didn't know how to act, was acting immature, but in the real moments. People were, actually giving them game instead of going like to your point with Agent. Instead of going off, calling police and talking to them, giving them some advice as far as the real world, bro. Because
he crashed out on them.
Yeah, but it's.
But for me,
but it was still a learning experience.
I was like, bro, like you can't. No, what do you mean we left it open for trust? No, even in regular college, you always lock your door. I don't leave my dorm room unlocked. You don't know nobody. You definitely don't know nobody there. These are random people that you've invited from all over the world on the internet. You don't know.
Yeah,
ain't no freaking trust. What you talking about? So that was on him. He did the right thing, but that was really. I was like, that's on you. I ain't leaving my door unlocked. I don't care where we go. Rakai, something wrong with him and his friends, because that was they're idiots, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what Kai gonna do. He's a great big brother. I give
Rakai credit for the content he's making, but also it's a certain limit to things and
trying to set off explosives.
And when somebody's giving you a certain opportunity, take advantage of that. And that's what like Kai and all his friends try to keep telling him is that this opportunity that you have is one in a million. So like you squandering away and him doing certain things, I feel like it's he's young, but it's still not an excuse to do certain things.
You need to stop giving him these things until he learned to read and write and do his math. From what I've seen, until he can do basic education things, he needs to stop giving him all these opportunities.
But I
don't care who pull up.
Yeah, that's true. But I do love that
the multiplication table.
I love that Kai always has held him accountable. No matter what's going on, he's holding him accountable. And like it is like a mini him, but like you just said, it's certain limitations to certain things that you're doing.
We got some breaking news. So the boss man D-Lo accuser admits they were lying the whole time. It's just a weird world we live in.
Right, look here.
It's a weird world we live in.
And
what do you mean? Why? This reminds me of the Travis Scott thing when the dude made it. They thought Travis Scott was cheating on Kylie because they saw him on the pole, but it turned out the dude dyed his hair and positioned himself to look like Travis Scott. This reminds me of that. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all are weird.
And the problem with today's era, bro, is that the allegation alone is always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the allegation alone, no matter if it comes out true or false, that's always going to tarnish somebody's name, bro.
People get killed behind things like this. Like,
that's real talk.
It's not funny.
That's real. I wanted to talk about briefly, real quick.
He fumbled that.
Cenat, with the streaming university, he reveals that he turned down Amazon, Netflix, Tubi, etc. a lot of those streaming platforms wanted the streaming university to be on that platform. I love this, and I feel like it's a good move by him because it's teaching independence, bro. It's teaching keeping your IP. Because once you sell your rights to those type of companies, you sell your rights to those type of companies, bro. It's a wrap. And then also it sets a precedent that you can be bought out at any given moment. So I love that Kai has strategically done a lot of these things, and he's doing it not just saying on his own. I know he has a team, but what he's doing is monumental to not just the creators that he's influencing within the streaming university, but just overall in general. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is actually teaching a lesson to the new generation to how to really get to it, bro. Like the streaming is a grind. You streaming all day and you vlogging all day, bro. It takes time. Even us making this podcast, bro, it takes time to edit. It takes time to go through things, clip things. Like it really takes time. So I think that was a good move for him. You know what I'm saying? Keeping his product and keeping his IP and keeping it independent. It's a teachable moment, bro. People need to actually learn this and not just selling their rights to any given thing just for a dollar amount, bro. Yeah. All money and good money. Now, I want your view on this. Kid Cudi has testified. He took the stand. He was subpoenaed to take the stand as far as the Diddy trial that's currently going on. And as he relates to this relationship, as he relates to this case, he had a prior relationship with Cassie. And as we know, Cassie had relations with Diddy. And it's just a whole love triangle.
This trial's been my first time knowing that Cassie was even involved in some of these people. I had no idea that her and Kid Cudi were a thing.
Now for me, it speaks to a lot of conspiracies.
And I didn't know her husband was like trainer that he was hired by Diddy.
Bro,
I didn't know that at all.
I knew all of this because it speaks to a lot of the conspiracies. Like honestly, with Kid Cudi getting on the stand, it speaks to a lot of the conspiracies kind of being true because there's been conspiracies that Diddy was this type of person. He held the Wale allegedly off the ledge. He did this with Kid Cudi. You know, it's been multiple situations. So with him testifying, it like solidifies that he was possibly doing a lot of these things.
Well, I don't think Kid Cudi is a rat. I don't know. Like I think Young Thug is just sensitive right now to that topic. But like,
yeah, I wouldn't.
Kid Cudi has never displayed himself as a street dude.
He's a civilian, bro.
He's never subscribed by those rules. Now I remember Flip was trying to say that because he's a part of hip hop. It was like, no, that is just because you're a part of hip hop does not mean you're a part of that part of hip hop.
For sure,
nothing to do with that. Now could he have gone there and said, I don't recall? Could he have, not? He was subpoenaed, so he had to go. Right. He could have said, I don't recall, but it was like. Maybe this was his only way of dealing with what happened to him.
To your point,
way of getting vindication.
But also, even in his story, he wasn't just blaming Diddy. He was blaming Cassie too. He's just speaking from his side of his story.
Listen,
he's a civilian, bro.
I'm not saying Diddy's not a piece of garbage and he doesn't deserve jail time, but I am on the side of I don't think Cassie's as innocent as they're saying. But that does not negate the fact that Diddy did a lot of these things and he should be in jail for it. I'm not saying she should go to jail. She's not on trial. But I don't fall for this whole picture that they're trying that she's been trying to paint.
And then also with me in response to that, understand that this is not a Diddy versus Cassie trial. Yeah. This is Diddy on trial.
Diddy's on trial.
And all of these people that are implicating and saying that he did these certain things is being taken into account, and we're going to get the verdict from this. It's simple as that.
But he may not did all of it, but he did enough of it.
As far as Kid Cudi, I want to speak to this is that yes. And not only is he civilian, you had a person go into your house, open your gifts, lock your dog up, set your car on fire, all this other stuff, and you sitting there telling me that if you were a civilian, you're not going to sit here and say nothing?
And I was thinking about what they were saying on the other part. It was like, because Mark was saying, you said you was going to F him up, but I'm like, okay, once you realize that this person is too powerful for you to F him up, what are you to do? It's
just because you say that don't mean okay. I still can't feel another way. That's just male ego.
This might have been the only thing he could do for somebody to somebody as powerful as Diddy. That might have been it.
That's male ego in that situation, bro.
Yeah, it's not like he held on to it. Like he didn't go out his way to go do it. He got subpoenaed.
Exactly. People say, "Oh, this happened in 2012. It happened." Okay. Well, this is something that's currently going on that he has to address. And like I said, he didn't address it just solely for. Just blaming Diddy. It was also blaming the situation that he was in with Cassie. It was unbeknownst to him. And then, You leave your home, you leave your crib, and they come back and it's a whole nother way. And like you just said, a certain person with a amount of power and control and money that Diddy has, what you gonna really do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna really do?
This was it. So I don't blame Kid Cudi. I never looked at Kid Cudi as like, you know, a street dude or somebody I'd expect not to tell. So I don't think he's a rat. I don't think he's a rat. I don't think he's a snitch. I think he's a victim in this, and I think he's a regular guy that makes music. And yeah,
and I just think we're in weird times where the blurred lines between street codes and civilians it's very blurry right now. And it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. If you're not a part of that life, you don't abide by the street code, you don't abide by those rules, then you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't have to, like, you know what I'm saying, like you shouldn't have to be a member or abide by those certain rules and regulations when that's not your walk of life. Exactly. At the end of the day, that's just what I feel about it.
This is my first time seeing this video.
Oh yeah,
I've never.
This that throwback right there.
Yeah.
Hey, bruh, this is another reason why I would never go into movies to see this movie. I would never go into movies to see no daggone Final Destination, bruh. Never.
What happened?
Like, so they were seeing the screening of Final Destination, and this woman got injured as the ceiling fell through during the film. Now, look here.
She got what? The
ceiling fell through while they were in the film.
What theater was she
in? Almost cracked her noggin. I don't even know what type of theater. It don't matter. If that's not a telltale sign that you should not be going to the movies to see none of this craziness, Final Destination is one of those movies that it's so real and it can really happen. It's like what's it called? Like 1,000 ways to get murder?
1,000 Ways to Die?
The 1,000 Ways to Die. It just shows you different ways to die. Like, why would I sit here and watch that? Like, it did used to be amusing back then when I used to watch it, but I used to be scared to take pictures for the longest time, bro. That joint used to have me shook. I was scared to ride roller coasters for a long time. I was scared to go to the gym for a long time, Final Destination. If that's not a telltale sign, bro, look here. I know I would never go to the movies again if I'm her.
Yeah.
I would never go to the movies again.
I mean, my friends have been trying to convince me to go see this movie. I'm just like, listen, do I want to do that to myself?
I'm good, bro.
Like, it's not that I'm afraid. It's just like, it's not. I just know I expect a bunch of random death. Do I really want to go to the movies and see a bunch of random death?
No. No.
That's not really what I want to go see.
And then your mindset, it's like all of these situations in Final Destination, it's like real life situations that can happen. It's just a real fatal type of way to die. But
I just don't know if I want to do that to myself. Like, just go sit down for 2 hours and watch people die tragically.
The craziest joint I seen on Final Destination was in the weight room, and the dude head got smashed. I said, "Oh no, I can't watch this." And the roller coaster one, that joint was crazy.
Nothing will beat the log on the road. I refuse to drive behind trucks. Nothing will beat that.
That one right there. But that's so realistic, bro. Like, that's why I be scared to drive next to 18-wheeler trucks, all that stuff. Nah, I'm good. I'll humbly pass on that. Your boy Travis Hunter, boy, he got married. He got married this past weekend. Travis Hunter is also, as we already know, number 2 in the draft, one of the most prolific athletes we done seen this far, college football, and is on the Tennessee Titans. But a lot of people were talking about him being married to his long. Yeah, I said Titans. I'm thinking about Cam Ward. But a lot of us been talking and discussing this situation for a minute. It's been going around. But his longtime girlfriend now turned his wife. They've gotten married, and they made it a point to come out on social media and say no prenup. And a lot of people were, just like pointing fingers. Look here, man, you shouldn't be doing this, and trying to give him advice. Regardless of anything, bro, he's gonna have to go through life, and he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to deal with whatever choices he make. First and foremost, I want to say I'm happy for him. He got married. It's something to, it's something to marvel at. It's an accomplishment. It's a good thing. And what I think now we do today is that, as far as marriage and as far as relationships, we try to pick and choose. Oh yeah, what's the perfect timing for this? What's the perfect timing for that? Whatever is in your life, whatever is in your life's path is in your life's path, bro. And for real, as outsiders, we need to mind our business. I get how a lot of people can look at this situation. That's why I realized what Jaden Daniels' mom has said, and where I really stand with her on is that you do have these situations where you have these women that get in these certain positions, and you know what they do with these certain positions. They really try to capitalize off of a moment, off of a financial gain. But I'm not really here to speculate if that's true or not in there. But I just, for me, I wouldn't have came out and just said no prenup, because you're going to feed into the conversation.
You're putting the public back into your relationship.
Exactly, and regardless, they're going to be there, but you're putting them back in your relationship.
Yeah,
and if something is to happen in the relationship where you guys don't work out, everybody's going to point to this.
The internet is going to be on fire.
For sure. It's
gonna be funny. It's not gonna be funny in that sense, but like the jokes.
And you know what black people's favorite word is? I told you so.
Yeah.
Those the favorite words is I told you so. They wait for these moments to be like, I told you so. It's unfortunate, but it's
I do pray for the best. I don't know. I'm on the outside looking in. From things I've seen on the outside, I probably would be cautious. But hey, he's a grown man. He's got to figure it out for himself. And we all could be wrong. We all could be totally wrong. Like, for real, we all could be completely, utterly, and totally wrong. So, with that being said, I wish them nothing but the best. I pray for the best. I never want to see divorce. God hates divorce. So, I definitely don't want to see divorce. So, yeah, I wish them the best. Yeah. Shout out to them. Congratulations to them. I hope he's happy. Hope they're both happy.
Yeah, and it just becomes a problem with people viewing marriage, because a lot of people nowadays view it as a business. So it's so much speculation. There's so many things that go into place with the marriage. But regardless of anything, if they love each other and they happy with their decision, then let them be happy with their decision ultimately. Yeah. I feel like once you let the public into your relationship, that's where it all crumbles and it all goes down. That's why I didn't like her responding to all the haters and naysayers. I don't like him necessarily responding, because it's showing that it's getting to you.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody to
I feel like I would really
get to you or get under your skin like that.
I feel like I've thought about this. Like, if I became famous, I don't know. I honestly might be on my Jay-Z, bro. Like, you honestly, like, you probably wouldn't see me unless I was out in public. I wouldn't address nothing that's stupid. You just wouldn't hear anything from me. Because I feel like I've seen, like, because we grew up with social media, I feel like instead of, like, a lot of generations today, they grew up with social media. We grew up at the same time as social media, as in, like, social media was a child and we got to grow with it.
Yes.
These kids are coming into it's a part of their world. Yes. Like, it's like a way of the world for them.
The way to put it, yeah.
So for me, it's just like, because of that, like, I feel like I've gained enough knowledge and lessons to know, like, man, I know enough to know not to bring my problems to Twitter, because they don't care. Maybe Instagram, but not Twitter. You can't address everything. You can't please everything, and half the people on there aren't real, and 90% of the people on there are just on there to say stupid stuff. Like, you really just have to ignore everything. Like, literally, you just legit have to ignore everything to the best of your abilities.
Yeah,
I was talking to some people this weekend, man. They said Raising Cane's is it.
Raising Cane's is it.
That's what they said.
Raising Cane's is 1
out of 10 because I've never had
1 out of 10. Raising Cane's is a 5.
I have to try it. I've never had it, so I had to try. I might do it today, but I'm just saying that I was talking to some friends of ours. They were saying you was bugging and Raising Cane's is it. No, I don't know.
And I know what friends you're talking about, because we talked about it before. No, bro. No.
I don't think you do. It's Dan.
Oh, nah.
Dan and Mari.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nah, because more of our friends have talked about Raising Cane's, but like I just feel like it's overhyped, bro. We can just go get Chick-fil-A if that's the case, bro. Like, because I want you to experience first, and then we can actually have a talk about it.
Because what happened was, because Dan was like,
everybody has a different.
Dan was perception. Like, Popeyes ain't hit the same as the chicken sandwich. I was like, what you mean Popeyes? So he said, bro, go get some Popeyes.
That's a good hot take.
I promise you, it's not gonna be the same you thought it was. And I was like, I mean, it's not the best thing I ever had. I've had better chicken, but I'm like, I still think Popeyes. He said, bro, go get some Popeyes. I'm telling you, you're going to be different. Then he was like, Raising Cane's is it. I was like, really? Because I haven't had it. And I've been told, Malik said Raising Cane's wasn't it. He was like, bro, Malik's bugging. Raising Cane's is like that.
No, bro.
So,
no.
But everybody does agree with me. Like, him and Mari both said the same thing that I've been saying about Lido's for years. That's my hot take. Lido's is trash. It's too greasy.
And I got a hot take,
and Pizza Boldy's is better. People are finally realizing this. I'm like, bro, I've been telling y'all this for years.
Pizza Boldy's
is not good.
Pizza Boldy's overall might be the #1 pizza, bro. And I might stamp that. I might stand. Yes, in the DMV area.
I'm like,
sure.
bruh, like I've been trying to tell y'all that this pizza is too greasy.
It's between pizza Boli's and pizza. Those are the top
too
two.
greasy. You open it up, it's just all shiny, and you gotta like dab it, like, or you can't put it in a microwave. I'm like, but this pizza is not good. Y'all been wilding, but they finally figured it out.
And this is another hot take for me since we talking about food. Wingstop is overrated. Wingstop is
I've never been a big Wingstop guy. Like, I don't really eat there. If I gonna get wing, I'm going to America's Best.
Me too. Every single time.
I
always say America's Best
Wingstop.
is the better of the spots, and I feel like the chicken is always just better. Like Wingstop, I feel like it has good things. You know how you have the corn, you have certain things on the menu, but like the fries are soggy. Like the chicken just tastes a little too rubbery. It's not crispy. Like. Yeah,
I've only had it the one time, and I can't remember. I can't remember. Like I don't remember much of it. So I've been playing this song a lot.
Yeah, America Best over.
But yeah, ABW is top tier.
Stop.
It's one of those local establishments. It's not like a franchise all around the world. For those of us, those of you not in the DMV area. But yeah, America's Best like that.
But since we talking about our options, all right, start bench cut. Let's get right into the start bench cut.
Ready.
All right, first. Juice, Poetic Justice, or Baby Boy?
Starting Poetic Justice, I've been looking at scenes from that movie lately. It's been on my mind lately. I probably might want to watch it today. So I'm gonna start Poetic Justice. It's been on my mind lately. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start that.
I'm starting Juice.
I'm probably gonna bench Juice. Honestly,
Juice is iconic.
It is, and Baby Boys has been played way too much for me. So
Baby Boy's iconic too.
It is, but it's just been played way too much for me.
For me, because
BET ran into the ground.
For me, based on what I watch the most, I'm gonna start Juice, I'm gonna bench Baby Boy, and I'm gonna cut Poetic Justice. And I love Poetic Justice, but Baby Boy is like it's iconic. It came like you said, it comes on all the time. But Juice, I feel like it's too iconic. It speaks to who really Tupac is, bro. All right, start bench cut. Pizza, wings, burger. That's a good one.
Start burgers. I'm a burger guy. That's my favorite thing to eat. I'm a burger guy for sure. Start burgers.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You better not. Because you messed up off get-go. I'm starting pizza.
Nah, I'm a burger guy.
I'm starting pizza.
Start a burger.
Wings at my 2.
I'm from the DMV. I gotta go with wings.
Wings at my 2.
I'm from the DMV. Like I eat chicken way too often. Like on a Friday when I don't have food at my job, I get America's Best. I eat mumble wings. I eat carry out wings. I like And it just sucks because I love pizza, but it's just like I feel like
I might get some carry out wings today.
Yeah, I'm saying chicken is a staple here, man. It's a staple. Eating chicken is a staple here. Like it's a part of our culture. So I can't see myself not eating wings.
All right, I'm interested on this one. Start bench cut. Nas, DMX, Jay-Z.
Starting Jay, benching Nas, cutting X.
Oh, that hurt. You was bugging.
That hurt.
You were bugging.
That hurt to say so much.
I'm starting DMX. I'm benching Nas, and I'm cutting Jay-Z.
You're bugging.
No,
you are tweaking.
But bruh, like I don't think people understand. And if you do age gap rise, yes, DMX was a cultural icon, bro. So I'm talking about Nas and Jay-Z, who talked about the DMX as a performer. He might be the greatest performer ever as a rapper, bro. His impact was felt in a different type of way. When I hear DMX music, bro, it hits the soul in a different type of way. It's like he's talking to you. It's a lot of his situations that can match up based off of that, bro. His songs are classic, legendary, and that's just off of preference. And I feel like Nas out of the 3, pure flow and rap, I feel like he's the best rapper to me out of the 3. But if I'm saying like the passion, like the soul, DMX has always been there for me. And then of course Jay-Z's a legend. But
I think Jay-Z clears everything.
I'm with DMX and Nas on this though.
I think Jay-Z clears in everything besides performing. Like Nas, like Wayne said it. They feel like his material to be studied.
He has more music
from a lyricist standpoint.
But if we're talking about substance,
Jay's got plenty of substance.
No, I know he does. But DMX does too. DMX does too. Nas, that's why it's a good conversation.
Yeah, it's a great conversation. It's all about preference. But for me, don't get me wrong, that hurt because he knows how I feel about X. But those two guys are in my top 5. Like X is like right outside my top 5.
I get it.
So
I get it. It's fair.
And I think X is like right outside the top 10. Like I think he's like 7 because I feel like some guys, I feel like Drake's moved his way into the top 5. Nas has been bumped out. So I feel like I gotta move X down, and I feel like X is above Biggie and Pac for me. As weird as that is to say.
No, that's not weird to say, bro. It's preference. That's not really weird to say.
My top 10 hasn't changed that much. I feel like certain guys still need to be in. I feel like LL is still in there. Rakim is still there. LL, what I got? LL, Rakim, X, Biggie, Pac. Maybe one of those two might be out the top 10, honestly.
You got Jay-Z, Nas, Wayne, Drake. And whoever you're...
Did I say? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
That's 10?
Good 10. That's a good 10. That's a good 10. I don't got no debates in that one. That's a good 10. So
that's how he knows how I feel about X. Like that, trust me, that hurt. As quick as I said it, I promise you that hurt. But yes,
I ain't surprised. Start, bench, cut, money, power, respect.
I mean, I'm starting. I'm gonna start respect.
I'm gonna start respect too.
I'm gonna start respect. I'm a bench money.
I'm a bench money because
I don't know.
Right,
like being powerful brings the level of ego and
I feel like a level of power brings a level of evil.
Yeah,
evil. Because hey, look here, no one man should have all that power, and I feel like that's real. That's real.
I'm gonna go with respect, money, and power.
All right, this is a tough one. All right, fans, this is a tough one, and I'm a huge Drake fan. So is he. Start, bench, cut. Nothing with the same take care views. This is a long going debate. But for me,
I'm starting Take Care, and I'm benching Nothing Was the Same.
And that's tough for me because I got Nothing Was the Same and Take Care 1A, 1B. For me, over time in my life,
Nothing Was the Same.
I got Nothing Was the Same, bro. Nothing Was the Same. And Take Care is so legendary for me. It's a moment in time in my life. But Nothing Was the Same. And then views to me, all three is a classic.
Yeah, Views from the 6.
Because Views, bro. It was dark for 2 to 3 weeks, bro. We talking about like Fire and Desire, One Dance, Controller, like what the moment.
There were debates if that album was a classic,
bro. It's not a debate. If that's a classic.
There were debates. Those 2 albums they never debated. The first 2 albums they never debated.
I get what you're saying.
But there were some debates about Views.
It's not a debate.
I do feel like Views is a classic, but when it came out, there were some debates on whether
I feel
or
like.
not.
Honestly,
but it also could have been a timing. It could have been a time
honestly,
where people were hating on Drake because of his success. So it could have been that. That's what it could have been.
Majority of Drake albums could be deemed classics, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. We can go from, and you can say it's debatable. We can go from Nothing Was the Same, Take Care. They're solidified. Views is a classic.
Views is a classic.
So Far Gone, I don't care. It's a project. It's a classic.
It's a classic.
Thank Me Later is one of the most slept on Drake albums. It's a classic. It is, but
I wouldn't call it a classic.
Yes, bro. Let's go over this. You got Miss Me.
Yeah.
You got Fancy.
Yeah.
You got Light Up. You got The Resistance. You got Karaoke. You got Fireworks. Bro, I'm telling you, that album is almost flawless when you look back on it.
It is, but it's not talked about enough. And I think
that don't make it not a classic though.
It does. That's what makes something classic. Nah. If you can continually talk about a body of work, talk about a body of work. Over years of time. Like when people talk about Drake, rarely does this first album get brought. People talk about So Far Gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Before they'll talk about Thank Me Later.
But that doesn't, just because it's slept on doesn't mean it's not a classic.
That's why I ultimately came to the decision that Volume 1 by Jay was a classic, because too many people have been talking about that album over time. I feel like people felt like it wasn't a classic because Jay kept saying he felt like that album wasn't as good as it could have been, but all the viewing public felt like, no, this album is incredible.
And the same thing that's what Drake said, because he felt like that, like even though that was his introduction album, it wasn't him, it wasn't his work, like his best work. If what he's saying, best I ever had.
Yeah, but like, again, like I don't hear the viewing, I don't hear the public like changing his opinion on that.
Saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like there were too many people that said, no, Jay, this album is incredible. Like Questlove was debating him on Twitter. Lil Wayne said, bro, I have lyrics from that album tattooed on my body. That, like, Volume 1 is like... So I was like, bro, this album is a classic. I don't care what they talk about. Yeah, too many people love this album. Like,
but that's them as an artist being critical of their work. That's a classic. Thank Me Later is a classic. Volume 1 is a classic. Scorpion can be deemed as a classic, especially with the songs on there and being a side A, side B. If You're Reading This is a classic. Like
if you're reading this is a classic. I don't know about Scorpion, but reading this is a classic.
That's a time. Yeah, like you said, you can get more debatable, but I do feel like he has solidified a good 5 albums. And that speaks to him being the first artist
I
ever.
got 3 albums and two mixtapes.
Well, yeah, for Drake.
Because they count everything as albums, but even Drake would tell you I have
those are
9
projects.
studio
Yeah,
albums.
for sure.
That's why I hate the whole that he's got 14 number 1 albums, because I was like, that's not fair, because any project you put out goes on Billboard and they count it, and it's not, he doesn't have 14 albums. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those are projects too. And honestly, speaks to his greatness, bro. He's the first artist to have 10 solidified and certified diamond singles.
I'm not gonna lie.
Most ever.
I was applauding this until I saw some of the songs. I started hating. I was like, I hate that Hotline
Most
Bling.
ever, bro.
I hate that Hotline Bling. It holds all going on or diamond. I hate that.
Because it's and like I said, we say this all the time. As far as Drake, he's so great. We love his B-side songs kind of even more because
and
the
I never
A-side
liked
songs,
those songs. I was like,
they used to play so much on the radio.
I was like, I hate the fact
But
that this is diamond.
like, if you think about it, to One Dance, to Work, to Hotline Bling, to
but shout out
God's
to
Plan,
some of the people he collabed with.
all of these
some
are
of that is
moments,
testament.
bro.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, shout out to Chris Brown. Shout out to Rihanna.
No Guidance, Sicko Mode.
What
Like,
is Love Me?
Come on,
shout out
bro.
to Travis Scott. What is Love Me?
Love, I hope they be love me.
So that is that one.
Wayne and
Okay,
Future.
yeah, shout out to Wayne. I'm like, yo, shout out to the people he did these records with. I was like, yeah, so shout out to that.
And that also what that list showed me is that him working with other artists this past decade and even further than that, bro, has really paved the way for where we are in not only just rap, but hip hop and music, bro. His collaborations have been monumental, bro.
Do you think going diamond is not going to be, it's not viewed, especially anymore? Because a lot of artists have gone diamond as of late.
Because you talking about as far as like streaming, I feel like it makes it tougher, bro. Like I'm not. Yeah, it's tougher to get physical copies. Don't get it wrong. But we always say, and we know that it takes a lot of streams to get to a certain plateau.
Yeah,
it does.
I always say that because of the.
It takes a lot of listens.
Happening so frequently now, and I'm like, yo, going diamond used to be a very scarce thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like he just went diamond. He just went diamond. He just went diamond. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Is this the same anymore?
But for Drake, he's kind of an anomaly because he was in. Like, you look at Best I Ever Had, you look at the projects that he has before.
Most of the songs on there deserve to be diamond.
Yeah, I'm about to say
90% of those records deserve to be diamond. And the only ones I would disagree with are the 2 I'm hating on. But they deserve to be diamond.
And to your point, it's many songs that I don't even see on there that should be diamond. Like, if you look at down the like, if we talking about diamond, let's talk about Marvin's Room. Why is like you talking about like it's many?
You know why?
Songs that should be diamond.
I think it's because so many people, when that came out, so many people did a remix to it.
Yeah. Nah, that was.
I think that
was
hurt.
a remix era too.
The album. I think that could hurt a record.
It
It was impactful, but I do think that because I remember JoJo had one. I think JoJo's one was fire too.
That was one of the best ones.
I think Trey Songz had one. I'm not sure. It's like when a Millie came out. When a Millie came out, I remember in middle school when a Millie came out, everybody like you go on YouTube and type in a Millie freestyle. Every artist on the planet had a Millie freestyle. It was crazy. Lil Mama had one, and she smoked it. Trey Songz had one. Neo had one. Jay-Z had one. Freaking, it was crazy. All the I was like, what's happening?
I feel like Lil Wayne, one of the GOATs, if the GOAT, he destroyed a lot of people with the remix and the feature.
Like, that comes with being the top guy. Like, he's done it. Drake's done it. Jay's done it. I feel like, I don't know if I would say.
Because look here, Wayne get on your song, and that's his song. It was a time where if Wayne got on your song, yes, it was kudos to you for having him on the song. But he was coming in to clear you on your song.
What was the story that was just told by Bow Wow? That he said.
Oh yeah, so he had.
I'm so glad Wayne got that song.
What song was it? Dang, I know what you're talking about.
I was like, thank you. Weezy. Like, thank you for not giving that back.
It was a classic. It was a classic song too.
It is. It was one of those. It was like him. I think it was him and.
Was it? It wasn't Duffel Bad Boy. It wasn't Ami. It wasn't. Yes. It was him and Gucci. What's the joint called? It's Steady Mobbing?
No, it wasn't Steady Mobbing. God dang it.
He did say that recently.
He did.
But Bow Wow, we love you, Bow Wow. But look here, that song that you're referring to, we needed Wayne to be on it. It's a popular song too. I forgot. Yeah, while he's looking it up. As far as Wayne, bro, the remix. Look here, y'all had to be there. People don't. These kids don't understand. A Wayne remix, a Wayne mixtape was out of this world, bro. he got on your song, it was over. Swag surfing to this day, I
played that yesterday.
I don't hear the regular swag surfing. Throw it in the bag. I don't hear the regular throw it in the bag with Fab.
I've heard that.
It's a lot of the songs.
Here we go.
That bruh, Sky's the Limit. I don't even remember who Sky's the Limit was originally from.
It was Mike Jones, Mr. Jones.
I don't remember.
But you don't hear that version anymore. You only ever hear. I found it. There we go.
Let's listen to the clip.
God dang it! Turn it on.
This is gonna fuck y'all up. This is crazy. Polo the Don got the files. This is my brother, so he fucked up, and he know he fucked up on this.
I don't know if this is the part though.
It is.
Crazy ass beat. It was like close to Christmas time, so I hit Gucci. I'm like Gucci, hey, you need to come slide to the studio, come do this shit Polo on. This shit crazy. And at the time, I'm coming off fresh as I is and so much other shit. I'm like, I need this sound. Like this is gonna mature me and grow me. Gucci come through, do the verse. Shit stupid. This nigga Polo called me on Christmas Eve. Like I fucked up. I'm like, what you do, nigga? Remember that beat I gave you on Goo-Wop? I'm like, yeah. I gave it to Wayne. I was like, what?
It's over.
I be sending out so many beats. He said, you're gonna have to call Tune and see if Tune not gonna fuck with it. So I called Wayne and I said, hey yo, this nigga Polo gave me this beat. What beat you talking about? What beat you talking about? I'm like, I'm gonna just play it for you. Oh nah, I'm gonna fuck with that. Tom don't need that one. I'm gonna fuck with that. I'm gonna fuck with that. So I'm like, alright, I go to shoot this movie. I turn on the radio, I'm in New York, Hot 97, all I hear is load up the chopper like this.
John. It was John. And I love John. Like, yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Polo.
Facts. Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy. That happens in music business all the time. You be surprised how much that happens. I'm like, yo, thank you, Polo.
That John verse went platinum too.
I love that beat. I love that record. I love John.
Yeah, he went crazy on that John.
Yo, big black in a icy watch, shoes on the coupe. Yeah, him and Ross was sliding. I was
sliding on that John. You know who gets slept on, bro? And I was just watching the interview. Just as far as we talking about rap, 2 Chainz is one of the most underrated and for me underappreciated rappers of all time, bro. Like 2 Chainz, if you look at 2 Chainz, even to Titty Boy, to the rebrand and what he's done, bruh, to True Religion, the Pretty Girls Love Trap Music, to even the Duffel Bag Boys days and his stint with Ludacris and to where he is now, bruh, his rebound has been amazing.
Yeah.
And if you look about all the songs that he's had, the collaborations, even the last 2 years, he has 2 of my favorite projects between Welcome to College Grove 2 and the project with Larry June. I'm playing that every single day, the Life is Beautiful one. Like, 2 Chainz' ability to adapt amongst like elite rappers, even himself, you can look at him as a elite rapper, but his style has always stood out. He's never like stolen anybody's style or has taken anybody's style, bro. He's always set his own lane. But like, shout out to 2 Chainz, bro, because for him to be, staying relevant, making good music still, it speaks to his longevity too. He don't really get enough credit.
Shout out to 2 Chainz
because he got a catalog that can go up against a lot of people as well too. The verses that he had against Ross, I feel like that wasn't the best battle for him. I feel like style wise, it wasn't the best battle. And Ross, I feel like is the better rapper flow wise. Yeah. But like if we talking about songs, 2 Chainz got the songs that can go up against anybody. You talking about I'm Different, the birthday song, like bro, 2 Chainz got the platinum Fon Diggs situation. Lord have mercy, bro.
Foolishness.
Man, when you're a public figure, you gotta be aware of your surroundings and just know that you are being filmed or you're on camera at any given time, bro. Somebody can look at you and just start recording. And this is the situation that's about to get him mixed up because as soon as I seen it, I'm like, dang, I don't know what the NFL is going about to do. Because as soon as it went viral, I'm like, this is not gonna be a good look. So,
well, I think he'll be all right only because he was just caught in his hand. He wasn't caught using it. You know
yeah, for sure. But it was a viral clip. He was on the boat.
Idiot.
He was chilling, having time. He was around amongst these women on a boat, on a yacht, having fun. But it becomes a problem when you caught on camera doing certain stuff, even in your personal time when you just enjoying yourself. You have to be aware of your surroundings.
We've had enough NFL wide receivers get in trouble being on
put in the trip bag, bro. For real. For real. That whole situation with OBJ ruined the whole Giants. Bro, the Giants have been the same since.
That was so hilarious.
You think about it. They ain't win a division title since.
They was talking on Marlon Roy's bar. He was like, "Yo, like I'm glad he took my shirt off, but it didn't feel right at the time we was doing it."
It didn't, bro. Because y'all, one of the biggest playoffs games, y'all ain't been in the playoffs, and then you just randomly do that. But I'm only speaking about the Stephon Diggs situation because the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, new head coach, just talked about it and said something, and it's like,
he didn't give the media nothing. He said, "Listen, man, whoever's here, we're gonna do it. Who's here, whoever's not here, it's voluntary. So whoever's not here,
we're gonna handle that.
They know what they're gonna do. We're gonna handle it. Just know."
But it's just like, man, I just hate seeing certain situations like this because even though that you know, it's your personal life, you having fun. But it's like, dang, you can easily be caught up if you're a public figure. It only take 1 second to ruin your image in a certain type of way.
Ruin your career.
Like,
go send somebody else to go get that.
Yeah, for sure.
And hand that out.
For sure. But it's not even that. It's just that, like, man, you gotta.
I don't know how to
explain it, bro.
I didn't know pink cocaine existed.
You just gotta be. Look here, it's a lot of things that exist that we probably don't have no knowledge of, because once you get to a certain plateau, a certain status, we always talk about you have access to certain things.
Yeah, I didn't know that was.
But it looked like they was geeked up over that. Yeah. For real. They was calling him all a bunch of names, also touching his face. Oh Lord,
that was all I saw. I didn't even see the bag, so everyone started mentioning it. I was like, "What bag I'm talking about?"
Lord, these boys catch it.
Because the caption was about how he was looking in front of Cardi, so I was focused on that. I didn't even see the bag until more people started bringing that up. I was like, "Oh, wait,
that was the reason why they did flocked over there." Watch out, be careful. I guess we're gonna get a real fundamental basketball NBA Finals. I will say SGA versus Halliburton. If the Thunder and the Pacers go, it's going to be hard for a series. No matter if it's a smaller market or not, I feel like this is actually going to be hard for a series.
You really believe that?
I don't know if it's going to be box office, but I do. I feel like these, based on what the playoffs and have everything panned out, these are the two actually best teams. Pacers you always been saying this. Don't sleep on the Pacers because they have a good team that can go to 8 to 10 players off the bench, bro. Getting bench points. Then you got the Thunder, I feel like, who was the deepest team and also the most talented team in the playoffs, from Jalen Williams to SGA to Chet to Holmgren. Then you got Caruso. Then you got Dort. Like, they have a wide range, bro.
I think it's going to be entertaining for the simple fact that you have a team that has really bad half-court offense, but they have a really, really, really good defense, and you have a team that has a really, really good offense, but they're not that good defensively. So
that's a good way to put it.
That'll be the matchup. Like, I'm not that looking forward to it because I do feel like the Thunder are going to, like. I think once the pressure is applied, I think the better teams are going to come out, and it's just like, unless no one can shoot.
Yeah, I think they win because of the depth, but it's going to be a tough battle. The Pacers are a gritty team, bro. They not just going like that. And that's one thing they went through the East, and their opponents.
The difference in this battle is going to be the bigs, because I feel like Miles Turner has been awful. Not awful, but like if you watch the games, you'd be like, bro, what are you doing?
But he stepped up when it's the time to step up. But I feel like the difference between them is Tyrese Halliburton playing like a superstar and Siakam stepping up to the table and showing them that's the reason why you got me here. Siakam has been clutch in some moments. And Tyrese Halliburton, we can't call him no all-star no more. He's a superstar. He's arrived, and you can't.
I ain't gonna lie. He get this. For me, it takes being first team All NBA, but he got third team, and I think him getting this ECF, he's going to get it. He's going to get ECF MVP. You got to give it to him.
And then back to back.
I think having that on his belt will definitely
back to back conference championships.
You have to look at him.
Conference.
You have to look at him from a superstar standpoint. And if it doesn't do it, winning it all will definitely do it. But I do think
he had his best game too. 32, 12,
he went crazy last night.
15.
Yeah. You're gonna have to start looking at him differently. Like honestly, because you know what? I don't want to call him a superstar because, and not to bring up Tatum, but it's like there are too many guys in the playoffs like Shea who hasn't been all that good, but get all the praise in the media. But then you get guys like Halliburton who have multiple moments of raising their game, more than Shea on the other side, but are still getting the I don't know. And it's like it reminds me of the same kind of press that Tatum gets, because it's like will perform one way. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, but this guy has done this multiple times, and you act like this.
Picking
so
and
I'm
choosing.
seeing this. So I'm like, Tyrese has actually played better in the playoffs than Shea. I'm just being honest. Like, as far as, like, you can pick playoff moments. Shea is yet to deliver a playoff moment. Like, last night was Tyrese Halliburton's playoff moment. You 2-1. It is, because, like, it's 2-1.
Shea hasn't been efficient, but he's definitely had some
playoff moments.
He's definitely had some players moments. Even the last game, and that's one thing I will say. You can say he hasn't been efficient, but one thing I will give him credit for as a superstar player, he's putting up the shots. If anybody's going to be shooting the ball, I'm going to be shooting the ball, and I'm going to score 40 or 50. So I think what Shea has done in the playoffs, he's thrown out the efficiency because he's an efficient player.
I hate that too because when it's my guy,
that's why
that's the only word I ever hear.
I just said it's picking and choosing. But also what I will say is what I respect about him is that he is taking the shots because I am the superstar player. We're gonna win or lose by me shooting.
What I mean by a playoff moment, I don't mean like you having a good game. I mean like a situation calls for this, and here you are. So
but he's been clutch throughout the whole playoffs.
Like with Tyrese Halliburton, the situation called for somebody to step up. They're going to lose the game. Mm-hmm. He got the game winner on Giannis. Did another game winner. Mm-hmm. Came back on the Cavs. Rebound, shot the ball. Another playoff moment.
Correct.
The choke thing, playoff moment. Like
he's definitely had the more clutch
Shea hasn't
plays.
had those type of moments. He has had good games, but he hasn't had a back against the wall. We're going to be eliminated. You on the road. You got to drop 40. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by he has not done
Bro,
that
he just
yet.
did that in Game 7. What do you think happened with the...
What you mean?
What,
That was a blowout. He didn't have like 40 points that game. That was a blowout.
I'm saying, who did he play in the Game 7? The Nuggets, right? When they blew them out.
Yeah, I'm talking about an individual like performance moment. That's what I mean.
Shea,
As a team, yes, they're playing well.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Like,
it's fair.
it's
fair for you to say for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you can debate
I feel like
Tyrese.
Tyrese has had more of those moments this playoff.
You can debate that Tyrese
Shea.
has the best playoffs performance throughout the whole playoffs.
Yes, and my point is, we're still talking about him like he's so-so, but Shea is playing so-so, and we're talking about him as one of the greatest guards ever.
I got you.
That's my beef. I feel like we got to give Tyrese his credit because he's been the guy we don't expect to do this, and he's been doing it.
Yeah.
And the guy we do expect to do it hasn't really.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, as someone who has a player who gets that nod, I gotta, because I was gonna be like, but no, I want to give Tyrese his credit. Mm-hmm. You gotta call him a superstar because he's playing like one, on the biggest stage. So we're gonna sit here and cape for other guys when they're not playing at this level. We gotta give our credit to guys when they are playing this level. So I want to give all the credit to Tyrese Halliburton. I'm gonna call him a superstar. He'll be a one-time ECF.
Is it over in 6 or is it over in 5 with the Pacers and Knicks?
I'm always on the side of just get this over with. So I want to say it's over.
They go back to the Garden. I'm gonna say it's over in 6. They go back to the Garden. I think the Knicks, they have some fight in them to at least bring it to 4-2. For the Timberwolves, unfortunately, it's over. They going back to the OKC Thunder. It just got too much firepower. And like you said, you have to hold everybody in the same regard. If you putting them up to this pedestal,
if you putting them up here, man,
you
when
have
they're
to
not
hold them
playing
in the
well,
same
it's like,
regard. Like with Ant last game, that was not superstar behavior.
That's
For
what
real.
I'm saying. It's
So
like,
like,
y'all gotta
we
start
gotta call a spade
y'all
a spade.
calling a spade a spade,
I
man.
agree.
Cause y'all got players in this league that do all this stuff, and y'all be acting like, what? I'm like, yo, come on now, y'all can't keep doing that to these guys.
That's true.
Cause it ain't fair.
That's true.
All right, you can't hold it. You gotta call it what it is. He ain't play well. He ain't do what he's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Not to say that he's not capable of doing it, but he didn't. You gotta give him some criticism for it. So that's really why, man. But I do think, I think this is over. For me, I personally prefer everything ends at 5. Cause for me, the playoffs last way too long.
Yeah.
Like, this starts in April. It's about to be June.
Let's get to the finals.
The first round needs to go back to being best of 3. Wrap this up. Nobody cares about this. The play-on, get rid of the play-in. Like, you had 82 games. You didn't make the top 8. You don't belong there.
Yeah.
I don't care about you being sensitive.
That playing too much.
The first round takes too long. And what happens is first round teams, because they're playing the best team, they get desperate, and that's how guys get hurt. Because they start getting real gritty, and like the Orlando Magic was doing it. Magic had 4 flagrant fouls in 4 games, and the rest of the league only had 3. I was like, yo, y'all wilding. Like, then you had the Memphis Grizzlies on the other side with Thunder. I was like, yo, that's why I don't like playing these. I don't like first round matchups. They wrap this up because then guys get desperate. They start hurting people.
Agree. And then like that, what really made me realize this year was how the Miami Heat got washed up. and they didn't even deserve to be
They
in the
didn't
playoffs.
even need to be there.
I'm
man.
like, okay,
They
they got
didn't need
beat
to
by
be there.
40, 56. That's it now.
They had no reason to be there.
Yeah.
You
The time is up.
You giving your fan. This is a money grab. That's all it is. Because you got more people in the arena. You know, buying tickets. That's all it is.
Definitely.
But y'all know full well that team did not deserve to be there.
Much love, guys. Much love. Another amazing episode of the Fans on View podcast. Make sure you type in episode 443. Yes, sir. We are.